So a quick question. Over the past 4 years, what television show has the highest ratings? What has the most views? What television show? Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory is the most watched television show for the last 4 years. If you took Big Bang Theory, put that show into 1986, that show would be canceled within 2 weeks. They don't have the views. No views whatsoever. Who watches any sort of Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, anything streaming? Okay? Let's say, for example, we take that away. We're watching TV. If you're watching TV, who skips commercials? Who records and skips commercials? Okay? Let's take that away for a second. Let's say you're watching an NFL game, an award show that you have to watch live. What do you do as soon as a commercial comes on? Change channels. What else? Phone. Who goes to their phone? Put your hand up if you go to your phone immediately. So look around the room. That's about half the room, and we are not 18 to 22-year-old students, right? The form of communication, mass media, has changed dramatically. So has interpersonal communication changed dramatically. So the Netflix has changed this as well as TV. So we need to keep pace of this same change of communication within the classroom. My saying is that effective communication is the differentiator. And the amazing opportunity that we have right now is that we have the opportunity to disrupt this through education. It has never been a better opportunity and a better time to be an educator due to the disruption of communication. So what comes up constantly with communication? What do we always hear because our students are on their cell phones? What's the gripe? They're not talking to each other. They're looking at their phone instead of looking each other in the eye. They can't write as well, right? They're writing too informally. They communicate too informally. We hear that constantly, right? We've heard that in 1956, 1917, 1871, 1841. This is not a new issue. And I'm saying it's not an issue at all. Change is not bad. Change is simply change, right? Change, I would say, is actually good in this perspective. Change in communication has helped us with immediacy. It has helped us with thoroughness. We can give more thorough information now through communication. We can be more inclusive with our communication now than we have ever been. And we can be more widespread. Who teaches online? I was ever taught online. Right? If you've taught online at any point, you've reached individuals outside of just Missouri or Illinois. And that will only continue as the semester goes along. So your communication is going to reach a larger mass of students, which is absolutely fantastic. So effective communication is our differentiator. There's an issue. Let me give you an example. One topic that I talk about in one of my classes is Instagram advertising. Right? So social media, marketing, we talk about Instagram ads. Right? And quick life hack, did you know that Facebook owns Instagram, and Facebook has 5,000 data points on you? Right? So where you lean socially, politically, what vacation you're going to take last summer, next summer, whoever thinks their cell phone is listening to them, and you get an ad once in a while. That does not happen. It's based on big data. We are priming you to think something, so then we advertise toward you to buy something. Right? It doesn't listen whatsoever. So in the class, we can give this lecture on how this data is developed, and then using software like Adobe to create Premiere packages and Photoshop to create content. And then we can go on to the lecture on how to, step by step, create Instagram ads, right? Which is fantastic. Or I could go on YouTube. I could go on YouTube, and I could simply say how to make Instagram ads. And if I made Instagram ads, you would find that there are over 2 billion searches and videos about Instagram ads everywhere. It's very overwhelming. I get drowned out through all the different formats in Google and YouTube. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Right there. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. So if I went on YouTube and searched how to make an Instagram ad, currently there's over 2 billion with a B videos just on YouTube on how to make Instagram ads. The fact of me telling you how to make an Instagram ad is no longer effective, right? That's not going to help our students and me telling you how to do this because that's free on Google and YouTube constantly. So effective communication, the key word is effective. It's not simply communication, me telling you how to do something, because that is available. Instead, we need to look at what, so what, now what. Who's ever heard of this? This is kind of a business thing. What, so what, now what? What is the information? How to make Instagram ads. That is not the key to how I feel that I lead classes. Me telling you about how to make Instagram ads is not my value as the educator. But as communication has changed and what we're going to learn this week, so what and now what, that is our key. That is our superpower as educators. So what is that critically thinking about how are these companies, Facebook, Instagram, getting my data, privacy around data, being able to talk within one another about the ethics of data. Now what, how can I use that in the future? Right? How can I action-oriented use that information? Whether that means protecting my data, how can I use this for my career, my academics, my community involvement? How can I use this information in the world? Those two pieces, that's so what, now what, that is our superpower. And I specifically am very excited for today and tomorrow to specifically learn new ways of communication, how I can be a better effective communicator. Even though I'm in the communication program, I have a lot to learn still, right? I want to learn from colleagues like Destiny and Nadine about global and cultural consciousness. I'm super excited to learn about how I can incorporate more skills and activities within the classroom. Dr. Leilani Carver about feedback and giving really effective feedback within the classroom. And Todd Brittingmeyer, using VR, 3D printing, and face-to-face communication, that blend between technology and still that face-to-face communication this week. I'm incredibly excited at how I can bring those pieces together. But I want to leave you with this. As you can tell, I did not say one thing. I'm going to give you one last piece of advice that contradicts the one piece of advice every conference always gives you. The piece of advice that I hate with a passion. I always hear it. If you've ever heard this piece of advice at the end of conferences, it literally makes my skin crawl. When they say, at the end of this conference, you should take one thing away and implement one thing this fall, this semester. I hate that with a passion. Because if you literally take one thing from these next 2 days, you give yourself zero chance for failure, right? I mean, we can say the whole thing that we learn through failure, okay. But there's not a tactical, okay, I've done something specifically to support our students. If you say, I'm going to take 3 things away, 3 things I plan to take away right here, but those 3 things will be completely different for all of us. If you take 3 things away from these next 2 days and you fail at 1, you're still succeeding, right? So give yourself that opportunity to fail at 1 or 2 things. Take on multiple goals. And I put this up to end with. This is my favorite quote in the entire world, not just for academics, not just for career-wise, but it's actually James Cameron, randomly. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. All right? Thank you so much. Have a great 2 days.